How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to some more Majora's Mask. It has not been a full year since I've done another video, which I'm very grateful for. But today is just going to be a lot of mini-games and whatnot. This is also post-commentated because I struggled a lot through this video, and there's quite a few cuts. But hopefully you'll get the gist of what to do on most things. I think I showed them pretty well. I believe I get another heart container, a bottle, and I think the biggest quiver. I don't think there's any new masks in this video, but we shall see. But I will put timestamps in the description, of course. But I'm really looking forward to playing this. I don't know if anyone has really watched the channel besides Majora's Mask. I don't even know if anyone's really watching this, but for anyone that is, I've started speedrunning in Ocarina of Time, and actually inspired me to get a 3DS capture card, which I sent in to, I believe the guy's name was Loopy, so I have that to look forward to. But I don't know, speedrunning seems really fun, although there's a lot of annoying things that you have to get used to, but I don't know, it awakens something in me. I mean, a while back, I don't know if anyone's Call of Duty fan or not, Call of Duty Zombies, but I did a speedrun for one of the zombie maps called Firebase Z and Mauer Toten, and I don't know, speedrunning, maybe it'll turn into a side hobby of some sort, because I was really having a lot of fun with Ocarina of Time, and part of the reason that I switched, or that I got the capture card, or getting it for the 3DS, is because the better controls. Like, I've noticed everything handles a lot better, and some of those jumps, or skips, I should say. I'm a little excited. They're kind of hard to pull off with a controller because the emulator doesn't exactly capture the controls very well. But I guess original hardware just kind of always wins with controls. Maybe not with everything, but for sure with the 3DS, because I'm using a PS4 controller for this. And I don't plan on switching back to 3DS for Majora's Mask, just because this has the better quality overall. Even if it's maybe stuttery, maybe sometimes a little stuttery. Hopefully this won't be forever, because it doesn't seem too stuttery, but we'll see. But I'm really looking forward to playing with the 3DS, and just kind of showing off some of the games that I haven't been able to play in the past. And kind of while I'm going around doing everything, I want to talk a little bit about games that I want to be playing. I would like to play the majority of the Pokemon games and fill out the Pokedexes, or not until the national dexes for all the games, but just to the point probably up to X. So I would play Pokemon Black or White, Heart Gold, probably not Diamond. That game's way too slow, unless there's some sort of patch you can install that makes the game a little bit faster. If there is, please someone let me know. Otherwise, another thing I want to specify, I do not really want to use emulator for anything else. Like, I want to play the Pokemon games on the DS, but yeah, if anyone knows of any patches that you can use for the original game cartridges, please let me know. If anything's like beneficial, not to like cheat or anything, but maybe for better controls or speed up Diamond. I'm just really looking forward to getting that capture card. I'm kind of gonna be talking on and off about capture card and just random things throughout this video, just because it's a lot of collecting and a lot of it's self-explanatory. Like for this part, just follow the order that I'm showing, and then is it the Sonata of Awakening? Play that for all these statues, and then this will get you a heart piece. And you might not even need to do it in this order, just have to play the same song for each of them and be in Deku form. I don't think there's a way to do it as Human Link. I don't think so. But I believe you can use the, if you're far enough in the game, you can use the Goron Lullaby and play that as Goron Link, and you can get the heart piece that way, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe that's also a way it works. And then Zora Link, I think he has a song too. Well, I know he has a song. I'm not sure what it's called exactly. Yeah, I don't really know what it's called. But I don't know. Playing this again, maybe I would get into speedrunning this, because I really like speedrunning Ocarina of Time. I'm by no means really good at it yet, but maybe someday. I'm still learning a lot of the skips and stuff, and some of the skips you can't even do on the emulator, which is unfortunate, but it's still good practice overall, because the better you are with the emulator, it kind of carries over to the 3DS, and vice versa, I would think. Oh, you'd probably have a bit more precision with a 3DS, because like I said, I believe the controls handle a little bit better. And as you can see there, with that jump, I struggle. A lot of the jumps I find are really difficult to make with the emulator. I think it's just because the joysticks, the PS4 joysticks, are a lot more, I guess, accurate than the 3DS circle pad would be. But I'm not entirely sure. And same with the Circle Pad Pro. Like, turning the camera, you have to, like, make a gradual movement. You can't just really hold it. It has to be, like, one solid movement for the direction that you want to face. Which is why you can see I kind of use it in the game, kind of not so much. This is the shooting gallery. The goal is to hit all of them, all the Octoroks, and then that'll give you the heart piece. I think if you beat 39, that is what gives you the Quiver. If I'm not mistaken. I think that gives you the largest Quiver. Because I want to say I already have the 40 Quiver by this point. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I played this game before the Skulltula house. I think that's how it goes. Just drink a little bit of water. Don't hit the blue ones, otherwise you'll perish. I don't feel bad if this takes multiple tries. It took me, I want to say 2 or 3 tries, but this was not the worst part. There's a minigame coming up that took me a few tries. I could have used save states, but trying to do this as original as I possibly can without cheating. I don't really think using an emulator is cheating. I don't think that really benefits anything. Maybe besides some smoother controls in some areas, but definitely not all of them. Even with the emulator, like, you can do all this with practice. It just takes a little bit of time. So as you can tell, I didn't make it to the full 50, but this does give you the largest Quiver. Which I don't really know that you need 50 arrows for anything, really. Considering that you lose all your stock as soon as the cycles reset. But I guess it never really hurts to have the extra arrows. What else was I going to say about the arrows? Yeah, in Ocarina of Time, it kind of seemed... It was weird there, too. Like, what do you need the seed satchels for? Like, the Deku seed satchels? Like, what do you need 40 Deku seeds for? What do you need 50 arrows for? Because I can't really think of too much. There wouldn't be bushes or something. Like, maybe, the Fire Temple boss. What is that? Vavagia? Or, I don't know how you pronounce the name, but I know you can use arrows there. And maybe Bongo Bongo, but I can't really think of any situations where you'd use an extensive amount of arrows like that. Yeah, I don't know what the point of the bigger equipment thing is in the 3D Zelda games. Like, sure, in the older Zelda games, like 2D games, it was nice to have the bomb upgrades and whatnot, but maybe not so much here. Just because everything seems to be so plentiful, and there's always a way to get something if you don't have it. But I guess longer times without restocking. But even with this game, you lose stuff when the cycles reset, so I don't know. That's just my little confusion. Alright. So this is 3 pieces. The next piece will be a heart container. And I think I play the Song of Time here, just so that, well, first I gotta deposit my money, but then I believe I play the Song of Time, just so that I can reset the cycle and kind of get maybe a few more rupees. I like having as much time as possible to do the minigames, and you'll see why. They're a little bit, okay, I shouldn't say a little bit, they're difficult, and not Oracle Seasons difficult, and Oracle of Ages difficult, but definitely pain in the butt minigames. So, Um, if you're still on the first day and it's earlier, you don't have to play the song time. You can just skip ahead to the next minigame. But if you'd like to reset the cycle, by all means, go for it. As you can see, I was just standing around here for a second. But like I said, I'll also put timestamps in the description for each activity. I didn't realize I was standing still for so long. I don't remember what I was doing here, because I do follow along with the Zelda Dungeon walkthrough, because it's been a hot minute since I played this game. I also do have the, is it the Prima strategy guide? Or maybe Brady Games? No, I don't think it's Brady Games. Is it? I don't know. I forget who makes the strategy guide, but it's one of the two. But you can skip ahead if you'd like. Gotta try and think of something to talk about while I'm standing here. Perhaps speedrunning. Alright. So, without running out of time, what really inspired me to get into speedrunning is probably the Zelda Dungeon Marathon, because I'll be going to that this year, and it's really interesting to see how fast you can beat a certain game. I really like it. I really like trying to be quick with something. Maybe not in real life. I kind of like taking my time with everything, but video games, it's always interesting to see how fast you can beat a video game, or just do a certain activity. I have a lot of fun doing speedruns, although I haven't really done too many, but, you know, it is what it is. I forget what I was doing here. I guess just going to the front of the clock tower. Yeah, there we go. But there's some pain in the butt mini games in this game for certain. I personally don't really see a whole lot of fun factor with a lot of them. The shooting gallery is kind of fun, I'll admit that, but with the Honey and Darling minigames, and you have to be like spot on accurate, and there's more controls, it is kind of a pain. Now, for some reason, that dance hall minigame, the Oracle games, it drives me so nuts. But I think that's just because it's a matter of timing. You know, you gotta time the presses with the D-pad. And for whatever reason, that irritates me. It irritates a lot of people that I know of. I think it's probably one of the most hated minigames in all of Zelda. It is just, maybe, I don't want to say poorly made, but they maybe should have given you like a little bit more leniency with the timing. Maybe giving you like a couple extra nanoseconds or half a second longer to time your presses. But I don't know. The same with the Spirit Tracks flute. I really want to play through that game. And now that I'll be getting the capture card, I will be doing it. Because blowing in the 3DS is easier than blowing. My gosh. I don't... So I had a DSi when Spirit Tracks came out. And I still remember blowing in the flute being a pain in the butt. So I don't really know what they were thinking. Clearly they weren't thinking super bright. Because something about those blowing minigames are just terrible. And this minigame's kind of a pain in the butt too. You gotta time your Bombchus. And this actually took me longer than the basket game, which I was looking up online, like tricks people would use, and apparently like, nobody struggled with this minigame. And I was just like, how do you guys struggle with the basketball one? I only failed that one like once. I failed this minigame so many times. Like, I don't know. It's interesting that certain people struggle with certain things and others with other things. But I was just shocked that like nobody was having trouble with this one, because this was like my 5th or 6th attempt. And for beating the first day and the second day, and even the third day if you do it non-consecutively, I believe they give you fishing hole passes for every day. and then you get the heart piece if you beat them all consecutively. Consecutively, you get a heart piece. And I don't know. I don't like the whole consecutive thing. I don't like that you have to beat them all in the same cycle. I understand why they did it. I'm not a fan of it, you know? But, you know, I've been speaking a lot of negative. Maybe let me get into some of the positive things that I like about the minigames. I do like that there's more minigames in this game compared to Ocarina of Time. And I do like that they tried the same minigame, but like with different ideas, I guess. Like this minigame. This is more fun than the Bombchu one because you have more control over the way you throw the bombs. But the Bombchu minigame, not so much. But I do like the whole aspect that you have a little circle and it gets faster, more time that goes by. So potentially, if you're really good, you could probably do this within the first 20 seconds or something. Maybe. I don't know how that all works. You probably have to time your bombs pretty well. But who knows? Maybe you could. Maybe even in the first 30 seconds. But it's the little things. Like, see, if it had taken me down to 10 seconds, it'd be spinning a lot faster. But you're rewarded for doing this faster, and you're punished for doing it slower. Maybe I would change that? I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not a game developer. I think I'd have too many crazy ideas. But once again, we're going to go to the final day of hunting Darling, which in my case will be the bow and arrow day. I think it's different for everyone. Maybe it switches every cycle what day is what. Maybe not. It's a lot easier, this bow and arrow part. I think it's my favorite minigame for the hunting Darling stuff. Just because it's easier, and it's with a bow and arrow. I mean, that's always really cool, shooting gallery stuff. Even some of the, like, you'll notice that, well, I can't play with motion controls, clearly, on the emulator, but even when I was playing originally, on the 3DS, I turned off motion controls. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. And it was always weird aiming with the, was that Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess? You had to aim with the Wiimote? That was always weird. At least for me. I mean, I thought it was cool, but it just felt clunky. And I think it's even worse with Skyward Sword HD because the Switch uses, what's it, infrared? I don't know how that all works, though. I think it's a lot different, though, compared to the Wii version. I don't know, it's just... I like how the Zelda games have changed with each generation, each console. How they've, I guess, used innovative ways to change things up. Make the minigames maybe not always funner, but interesting to say nonetheless. And I guess that's all that really matters in the end. Sometimes. But anyways, that is the Honey and Darling minigames. Your cycle may have been different than mine. You can just skip to the certain parts if you want to see how I did it. I'm by no means a pro player of this game. I played Ocarina of Time way more than Majora's Mask, but I do really like Majora's Mask. I will say that much. I've only actually beaten Majora's Mask in full once, and that was when I first got Majora's Mask 3D. When I played on... So, I do have the Nintendo 64 cartridge, and I played on that a little bit, I think. But I mostly switched over to the Wii version, and then there I got up to the Great Bay Temple, and I wasn't too familiar with all the collecting and stuff. I think I did the alien part at Romani Ranch, and I got the Gilded Sword. I don't think I had the Postman's Mask. I might have had the Bunny Mask, though. But some of this stuff was from memory. A lot of it's probably going to be Zelda Dungeon walkthroughs, which I will link into the description for the one that I'm following, in case you guys are curious. And also, in case you're curious, this is why it keeps asking me if I want to save when I end the cycle. I probably should have mentioned this at the start. So I actually am using a patch now that makes it a lot similar to the Nintendo 64 version. I'll put a link to that in the description. Well, actually, I don't know if I can put a link in the description. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but I'll mention it in the description. And it removes the eyes from the bosses in temples and dungeons. It also, I want to say, fixes the inverted song of time, makes the days go by a little bit slower. I think I could be wrong on that one, but there's a whole bunch of changes. If I'm allowed to link that in the description, not leak that. If I can link that in the description, then you can find out all about it. But you can save when you play the Song of Time, no eyes on the bosses. I want to say there's maybe some camera fixes. I don't know for certain. But there's a whole lot of good stuff, so I just felt like installing it, and it does seem to play a little bit better, which is nice. Maybe that's just because I'm playing on the emulator, but you can also get it for the 3DS version as well, which you do need a modded 3DS then if you want to play it that way. But for the most part, the bosses are going to be pretty similar, besides from Twin Mold, which I think it's Twin Mold. Whatever the boss of the Stone Tower Temple is, the cycles don't reset when it goes under the sand, and that is basically the only difference. If I remember this, when I go to that boss, I will be sure to say so. But in case you're wondering, like, when I fight Twin Mold, whatever the sand that thing's called, as to why its health isn't being reset every time it goes under the sand, it's because of the patch. The patch prevents that from regenerating health. This is probably the most talkative I've ever been during a Let's Play video. I don't know, I guess I'm really in the mood for Zelda. And it's a lot easier to talk when you're not actually playing the game. Like, I can come up with a lot more things to talk about. Versus if I'm just playing the game, I'd probably be struggling a lot, which will be interesting with Pokemon Black. Or any of the Pokemon games, I guess, because I don't know, I'm not really good at the talking while playing the game thing, but I'll give it my best shot. It's easier when Cody's here with me, because then he can like, add on to the conversation and whatnot. We'll see how I do on my own. And I will be bringing Cody in for more parts of this game, but not today. Maybe next part, actually. See how things go. So now for this minigame, it's not super difficult. I think I actually got this on my first try. You just have to get above a certain score. I want to say it's like 1,500 that you need to be. Probably wrong. And it might be... No, I don't think it's because of the patch. But maybe it is. Because I know I didn't get the score that Zelda Dungeon said to get. And I still got the heart piece. But... No, I don't think that patch changed that. So just... Whatever score I get is probably one of the minimum that you need to get. Because I missed a lot. Just always make sure you hit the wolves. And the birds. They seem to do 60. Okay, that's nice. Those guys aren't as important, I suppose. But maybe it's 2,000, actually. I don't know. Because I know the 3DS changed a few different things with minigames. Like, I want to say it's the Twin Rover one. Kume or Kotake, whatever her name is. She used to give you a heart piece, but in this game she gives you a bottle. That's one of the changes for sure. There's also an extra bottle in this game. I don't really remember how you get that for sure. We'll have to figure that out later, but maybe it is just above 2,000 you need to get for the heart piece. But I believe that gives me a quarter now for heart pieces. Yep. So that is something positive. Okay, there it is. 2,180. That's all you need to get. Or was that my score? I don't know. I think that's all you need to get. But we're not quite done with Swamp yet. So, in order to do the boat minigame, you actually need to go back to Woodfall. And the reason I was coming over here, I just wanted to check for you for the heart pieces and slash up some of these bushes. And not get injured. I don't really know why I was slashing everything up. Maybe I just really want to hit these bushes. I don't think those bird things are called keys in this game. I think they're different keys, if I'm not mistaken. And another thing patch does, you no longer have to listen to the song when you play the song of Soaring, like it does do that whole ocarina layover. But we do need to beat the boss of Woodfall again, which will be a little bit easier now that I have like 2 extra heart containers, or 3, however many extra I have. And you'll get to see the eye is removed now from the boss. And this cutscene feels like it's a little bit faster. I don't know. Maybe. But so far with the patch, I really like it. It seems like you're playing the Nintendo 64 version, but with all the positive things about the 3DS version, so I'm really pleased with it. I think that if I go back to the 3DS version for any reason, I will definitely use the patch. And I can switch back to the 3DS version. You can actually export your save from the emulator and then put it back on the game cartridge. I think through Checkpoint, if I'm not mistaken. But it's, I don't know, I really like it. I also think it affects Link's lily pad movement, because I want to say that later in this video you'll see that the lily pad movement, I want to say it's keeping the boost like it used to in the original version. You get more of a boost, one of the two. But something was changed with the 3DS version for some reason, and now that's fixed. But gotta beat the boss again, and you'll notice it's like the Nintendo 64 version of the boss now. There's no more eye. It's all gone. Or covered up, at least. You gotta beat him however you want to. Flying over him with the deck nuts, or shooting him with arrows. And just trying to fail, like me. And if you're watching along with the walkthrough, you should probably have a lot of hearts by now, so it shouldn't be too big of a pain. And if you're really struggling, you can just get one of the fairies that was outside the temple earlier. And it'll probably guarantee that you live through this fight again. Also, another thing, this is the new layout that I'm going to be using, at least for this video. I still got to work on some games, because I don't particularly like the black little strip at the bottom where I put the Majora's Mask 3D label. I just put that there for like some filler, but I do like the corner. Might adjust the image a little bit. I don't think shooting arrows at him like this actually does anything besides stun him. I think they actually slash him to do more damage. But yeah, still working out the layout. I do prefer this emulator view though better compared to the last one because the screen isn't cut off. So I'll probably stick with this, just to figure out how to lay everything out differently. I want to say there's another thing with the emulator you can use that you can give it up. It puts everything on one screen, but I don't know how that works. Like, you can get your map on one screen, I think, and you can get buttons to appear on the screen as well. I don't know how that works for shit. But, oh, maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe not. We'll see. I want to say this boss fight's actually taking me longer than it took me originally, like when I was actually going through the temple. And the reason I blew up there is just to get rid of the moths. But when he does this Ring of Fire, which I don't remember him doing in the original boss fight, you just want to use the flower to pop out of there. And just hit him with your weird head one thing. And I'll take care of him. And I'm not entirely sure how all those arrows missed, but that's the boss fight again. Hopefully I didn't take as much damage as I did the first time. Which I don't really know if I took that much damage to begin with, but you never know. But, next up is going to be well, actually I gotta rescue one of the sisters from the forest again. So make sure you buy yourself a red potion, and then you can head over to the forest, the Lost Woods area, fix her up, and then there's going to be a boat minigame which we can do, which will give us a battle, and not a heart beast in this game, which I wonder why they switched some of those around. Maybe it was just for earlier battle access for when you get to the Great Bay and you have to get all those eggs. That's the only reason I can think of. But still, couldn't you have like 3 bottles by that point in the Nintendo 64 version? I'm not certain. But I think you could have 3 bottles by then. Maybe not. But you just want to step outside and then You can either play the song Soaring, or you can just go through the, is it a jungle? Or swamp? Swamp. It's a swamp. Yeah, just go through the swamp. I think that probably would have been faster than this route. I don't know. I don't really know too much about the speedrun in this game yet. Maybe someday. I for sure do want to learn a lot more with Ocarina of Time. I know some of the adult Link strats, but not... Or reverse that. I know some of the young Link strats, not so much the adult Link strats. But maybe someday. Actually, probably someday. Because I want to get a good time in that game. It seems like something fun. Maybe not the whole non-glitchless runs, but for sure glitchless. I think that would be a lot of fun to get a good time. I'd like to shoot for under 5 hours if possible, but you never know. But here we will see the Deku mask in action, and I think, like I said, the little spin was fixed. Yeah, like you still get your speed boost when you swing. Or it's... No, I don't think they ever took it. I think it's just... It's the original length, like it was in the Nintendo 64 version. Which is nice. Makes traversal a little bit faster. But just step on up here, buy that red potion, and then it's gonna be the boat minigame, which is very slow paced, I might say. And very easy as well. Like I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult, but it was very easy. But you don't need to find the sister first, you can just buy the potion first, and then, okay, it's Kume, she's the one that's lost, so this must be Kotake. Or however you say their names. And then... Oh, looks like I failed to purchase it a few times. I want to say there's a way that you can just see the route to go. I think I'm thinking of something else. Because there's a lot of Lost Woods in the Zelda games, but I know the routes change each day. I just don't know the routes. Which is why I followed this monkey. Because I didn't have that map pulled up. I might have had it pulled up the first time, I'm not certain. I also don't know why these turtles want to kill me. So here's the sister, and then you just want to fix her up with the potion, and then we're going to play the song Soaring, head back to that first location where the swamp boathouse was. And as I was saying, the minigame isn't really difficult. It's just long. Like, you just need to aim under her, and you'll get it done, no problem. And this entire video was optional. I don't know if I mentioned that at the start or not, but I'll put it in the description. If you're not interested in 100%, you don't need to do anything in this video. It's just... The bottle will make things easier in Great Bay Temple, or getting the eggs in Great Bay, but other than that, there's not really too much need for the heart pieces. Just guarantees survival, I guess. I might actually have the second row by next video, or the video after that, one of the two. Because Romani Ranch is gonna be, probably in 3 videos from now, I think? 3 or 4 videos from now will be Romani Ranch. Because I kind of have a general idea of how long I want the videos to be, and what I want to cover in each video. Like, Snowhead or Snow Peak? I keep forgetting what it's called in this game. That's gonna be one video, the temple. The beforehand stuff, like getting to the temple, might be 2 videos. I'm not certain. Just have to see how things go. Because it's already been 2 videos now since I did the, I was just there, Woodfall Temple. And, I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be too much collecting after whatever the snow place is called. Because I think I've gotten quite a few of the heart pieces already. There's more collecting next video. But it's either after Snowhead or the Great Bay that you do majority of the collecting. And then that's kind of it for the game. Aside from a thing here and there. But yeah. Like I was saying, this game is pretty slow paced with hitting the targets and everything. You can pretty much take your time. I think you only need to hit 20 targets, so you have a lot of leniency. Just don't hit her 10 times and you're good. Still got 6 minutes. What else did I do in this part? I think there's one more heart piece I got, but I could be wrong. It might just be this minigame that takes 6 minutes left. I even remember playing through this because I actually filmed this a few days ago. I couldn't believe how boring this minigame was. Like, I know I'm giving a lot of crap to this game, but this minigame is just so boring. You only need 20 targets, and why is there 43? You know, I don't know. I guess it's just because they really want you to have that bottle. And there we go. We get a shiny bottle. And then I think there's one more heart piece left this video. If there is, you'll see it in the description because I put a timestamp for it. But I don't remember what it was. Okay, now I do. Doggy Racetrack. This is another thing I want to talk about. So I've been reading up, like, kind of everywhere on the forums and whatnot. Zelda Dungeon, Game Facts, Reddit. I know Reddit. Apparently the gold dog is generally the best choice when it says 1 rough, I think. Anything with 1 rough? I could be wrong on that one, though. I'm not certain, but we'll see. Whatever the dog says, it's either going to be rough, or I don't think I feel so well, or something like that. But if they say there's like a good chance they can win, they'll probably come in 1 through 5th, I think. It's all about the rough, I think. We'll see. But you want to skip to day 3 unless you have the powder keg. Is that what it's called? Powder keg? This doesn't seem Zelda like. But whatever the Goron Bomb thing is, you want to make sure that you have one of those if you want to get there on day 1. Otherwise, you got to play until day 3. I don't remember why I saved there. I guess just to be cautious. But you want to head over to the racetrack. Which I'll get there eventually. Don't worry. Eventually. Eventually. I want to say running with Bunny Hood is faster than backwalking, but they feel about the same, it seems. Though if I learned bomb hover, that would get me places a lot faster. Or bomb slide. But maybe someday. It seems like a difficult trick to learn. A lot of the speedrun tricks seem really difficult to learn. Like, I don't know how people came up with some of this stuff. Also don't know why there's so many dogs here and only one owner. Unless she owns all the dogs. Which could be the case. Maybe. But you can use the Mask of Truth to figure out what all the dogs are saying. Don't want to pick anything with who whine. Like, these dogs are not good. But Ruff is a good candidate. Also Ruff, good candidate. Generally, the gold dog will win though, and then the gray dog will be the slowest. At least that's what I've seen. So always check what the gold dog is saying. If he says rough, there's probably a good chance he's gonna win. But other than that, it's kind of a random minigame. Even if the gold dog seems like he has a good chance of winning, he might not win. Very rarely, but usually he'll win. I didn't know what I was doing at this part, so I didn't know I should get yelled at me. But I think minimum you want to bet is like 60 rupees, because then you'll triple your money. Sounds like there's a car alarm going off in the background. But the gold dog said rough, so that means there's a good chance he'll win. Let's see who's gonna win this thing. This feels like the most random Zelda minigame ever, though, to be honest. Racing dogs, it's so funny. I wonder what that stone in the back would have said, though. Maybe something about the dogs. But as you can see, this gold dog, he's really flying up there. But I was a little scared the last second that he wasn't gonna win, because it seemed like the gray dog might make a comeback, but he didn't. And since that's first place, it tripled our rupees. Second place doubles your rupees. So potentially, if you get second place, you can also get well, even third place, I suppose. You can get the heart piece. You just need to make over 150 rupees. So I did just that. And with that, this brings us to the end of the video. Make sure to deposit your rupees. Yeah, like I said, still figuring out the layout for the video and whatnot. Hoping to get back to this a bit more regularly. But other than that, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. If you're interested in speedruns, feel free to look at my other Ocarina of Time speedrun videos. But, thank you.